Hello, friends. This is part two of our alphabet photography Photoshop intro assignment. At this point, you probably all have tweaked and edited each of your individual letters and saved them correctly with your name and the letter that it was. Again, you should have been playing around with the image adjustment options and the filter gallery, and just sort of seeing what you can do to enhance or embolden or emphasize the letter that you're trying to convey. In this tutorial, I'm going to go over how to kind of put it all together. So I'm going to share my screen now to go over a few things. First, you'll see this is my final version. So I spelled the word great with things that I found around the school, essentially, and in the area around the school as well. So you can see I've tweaked each one, both the colors and the image adjustments, and as well as applying multiple filters to each of the letters to sort of enhance them, change them, make them as unique as I possibly could. Okay, so we are going to be using Photoshop again, and I'd like to go over just how I set up the document. So we're going to make a new document and import and embed each photo individually. All right, so I'm going to go to File, New. Instead of Open, I'm going to File, New. Or you can go to Create New on your home screen. And we're going to make a custom canvas. So I'm not sure what you might see on your screens, but on the side here, if it's on pixels or something else, you can easily change it to inches. And I'm going to make it height 11 with 50 inches. So it's going to be a pretty long document. At the end, depending on how many letters you have, you can always crop it smaller. But if you start with a smaller canvas, it's a little bit more difficult to sort of enlarge the canvas. Not that hard, but just it's easier now to do that. And before I even open it, I'm going to name this Hendrik Final Alphabet Project. All right, so I'm ready. I make sure it's horizontal and not vertical. And once that happens, I press create. So you can see the document's much longer than what we're used to. So now I'm going to import each individual photo. So to do that, I have to go to File, Place Embed, right? So I click on that, and that will sort of like embed or tie that photo to this document. So under my documents folder, I've created my folder for my class, just like you all have, Hendrik Digital Art Stuff. Here I have my final letters edited. And you can see I have G-E-T-R-A. I'm spelling the word great. So I'll start with the G. So I double click and you see there's an X on it. It's not embedded yet. From this point, I can sort of move it around. I can resize it. Now, for some of you, if you notice you're resizing it, it starts getting warped like this as you're resizing, you have to press Shift as you resize. For other people, there might be an option already selected that allows you to resize without worrying about the proportions getting skewed. So I'm going to line up my first letter here. Again, we can adjust it later. And then when I'm happy, I press Enter. Now, here's something new. I want to show you guys the layers panel on the right if you haven't seen that yet. So I click on the layers panel, and you can see I have two layers now, the background layer, and I have the G on its own layer. We can merge stuff together later, but it's good to keep everything separate for now. And it's great that I named my last assignment Hendrik letter G, because now I can see the name here and it's easy to sort of figure out. You can always adjust names of layers if you need to as well. All right, so let me embed the other pictures. All right, so I'll throw the R in there, move it over. All right, I'll resize it before I get to the next one. All right, press Enter. Then go to File, Place Embed again, grab that letter E, throw it in next to the other ones. I'm leaving a gap in between. You can feel free to do the same. File, Embed. Where's that letter A? All right, there's my letter A. I'm throwing it over here, just resizing it. Press Enter. And my letter T, File, Embed. Where's that T? There it is. So you can see each one of my photos are now lined up kind of where I want them, and I press Enter. So I have my layers panel open so I can see where everything is. Before I continue, I'm going to crop it. So I have my crop tool selected, and I may tweak it a little bit, but I'm going to just drag it closer this way. I'm happy with this crop, so I'm going to press Enter. Okay, now this may be all you need to do, but if you need to adjust any letter, I'll show you how to do that. So let's say I realize that I want to make each letter a little bit smaller. I can easily do that by going to the layer that I want to change, right? I can use my move tool to move it, but in order to transform it or adjust it, I'm gonna have to use a shortcut, and that shortcut is Command T. Once I press that, you can see I have that X around it, and I can resize the image very easily. Press Enter, go to my R, same thing, Command T, resize it a little bit, kind of line it up. All right, I'm gonna go to the E, Command T for transform, and I'm just dragging that thing in. Notice as I'm moving the each letter around, there are some guidelines that sort of pop up, these smart guides that help you snap it into place, so to speak. All right, move that over a little bit more. Okay, press Enter, and then my letter T. Again, I'm gonna resize it like this. A little bit smaller there. Okay, now in order to balance this thing out, I'm going to crop it one more time. Now it's interesting here. So I can still adjust the filters if I want to. So let's say I want to adjust G a little bit more. I go to that G letter and I can change the brightness or the contrast just on one layer. That's the beauty of having layers separate. You can actually see the things that I've done to the layer. If you want to adjust two layers at once, you can hold the Shift key. So I held Shift and I clicked on R and E, and I can go to, I can apply some couple of things here. I can change the mode. I can't do the adjustments like I thought I could. I guess you have to do them individually for now, but you can merge them together if you want to. So if I want to merge everything as one, I can click all layers, and I can go up the top here. I go to layer, and I can merge layers. So I can combine all these letters as one, and I can adjust everything together as one. Okay. If you don't want to do that, just go to your history button and you can separate them again. All right. So I'm happy with this. Good to go. Oh, let's change the background color. If I want to change the background color, it's a pretty easy feat to do. So all I need to do is grab my paintbrush tool, which is right here. I can change the size of that paintbrush up here. Right. So I'm at the highest I can go, 5,000 pixels or so. And I can easily change the color. A couple ways to do it. I just kind of go down here on the left side, and I'll choose any color that I want for this. You can leave it white, but if you want to add a color, that's how you do it. I don't like that color against the blue of the E, so maybe I'll grab a yellow instead. All right, I'm happy. I'm ready to save. Go to File, Save As. Now I'm going to save it two different ways. One is going to be as a Photoshop document, PSD. And I have it here, Hendrik Final Alphabet Project. All right, and I'll just press Save. All right, ask a couple options. I press OK. Next, I'm going to save it as a JPEG. That's what you'll post to the Harbor. File, Save As, save to my computer, and I have to save it as a copy now. Again, I'm still in my folder, the folder I have on the Documents tab on the computer. So I go to Save as a copy, and that will allow me to save it as a JPEG, which is what you'll be posting to the Harbor. Okay. So that's pretty much it. Good luck with combining these all together. Obviously, I'll be here to help you do this, but for an extra resource, I thought I'd make this video. All right, that's all I got. I'm going to stop recording now.